Hi guys, it's KJM and it's hump day. It's like early Wednesday morning. So for all the Hallmarkies that have been waiting for my professional bridesmaid review, sorry for the delay. I've been severely under the weather. I also didn't watch the movie until Monday night, even though it premiered Saturday night at 8 p.m. on the Hallmark channel. You guys know I usually watch it early Sunday morning, but I really didn't have it in me. And since I'm not a huge Hunter King fan, I mean, she's one of the first actresses I know to ruin a scenic movie. Like, I hated Hidden Gems. It gave scenery, and I watched it to the end, and I had like such a headache. And then she totally butchered that Royal Corgi movie. If it wasn't for those cute Corgi dogs, I would have never been able to make it to the end of that movie either. But now they've paired her up with Chandler Massey, which we know him from the 2021 movie Next Stop Christmas, where he plays Ben, a very charismatic lawyer. And I would say that I was so excited to see Chandler back at Hallmark because he does have that boy next door charm and cuteness. And I'm really a sucker for gingers. I have a big thing for gingers. I don't know where that comes from, but I definitely do. So I find him to be super cute. So when they paired them up together, I was like, oh my God, Hunter may overact and ruin it. I just don't know what's about to happen. But to my surprise, I am giving The Professional Bridesmaid an 8 out of 10. This is a step up because I didn't review Hidden Gems, but I would have given that a 1 out of 10. I'm pretty sure I gave the Royal Corgi movie from this past Christmas with Hunter King 3 out of 10. So for Hunter to make it to 8 out of 10 is just like impressive. Okay, now for those of you who are not Hallmarkies and you're not really here for the Hallmark review, you've guessed it. I'm gonna do a wig installation, more like a reinstall, while I give the review for The Professional Bridesmaid. I'm trying out this format. I need some more feedback from you guys because I know some people are saying, we want more of you, hence why I woke up and I just decided I need to do this like right now. So you guys are getting me fresh, pretty much fresh out of the bed. And basically, I put on some extra stuff because I don't wear a lot of clothes, but this is like my house coat. Like, it's literally a robe that you can wear out that I've turned into my little house coat type of thing. And so my goal here is not to flash y'all any tatas and not to show y'all any cat. So I have like my New York Yankees shorts under. Woo! Even though technically we're Mets fans because my dad's a Mets fan, but we won't talk about it. We don't want to divide the family right now. So anyway, I'm going to do the reinstall, and you guys guessed it, we're going red and we're going human this time. So my first install was synthetic and it was like a fuchsia color. And it was a brand new one and I was cutting the lace and a lot of crap happened. Well, this one is going to be a reinstall. It's a wig I've already cut myself. I'm reinstalling it and then I'm going to give the review. I'm actually going to reinstall the wig with Boho Active. I'm going to use glue. So typically, because I like to switch my wigs sometimes every 2 to 3 days, sometimes every other day, sometimes it could be 4 to 5 days. The one I just took off, I've had on for about 4 days, like going on 5. It depends on my mood. So for temporary installs, I like stuff like the Eben New York Freeze Spray. Like, I like this Wonder Bond spray for temps. I also use different Boho, like the Boho Liquid Gold for temporary installs. But I figured I would switch it up today, show you guys what it looks like with glue. And also with glue, you can let it air dry, so it's wonderful. I can tell the story and not have to worry about turning on the blow dryer. Though this time I have the blow dryer plugged in just in case I really do need it. And I have my backup temporary stuff because you can definitely use other products like the freeze spray. When I get my wigs professionally installed, they do mix products. So they'll use the Boho, Adante Styles will use the Boho Active to actually lay my lace down. And then she'll use that Eben spray to kind of give it that extra hold, like before I go on vacation. So I just want to explain the wig part. As always, we're going to stay away from our hairline, especially with glue. You want to stay away from your hairline or you're not going to have no edges. I only did a short prep. Like I said, my hair is already cornrowed back And then I've got a wig cap on because I don't want this to be like a 55-minute video, and I'm new at doing this. All right, so I'm not going to talk much about the wig install. I'm just going to do it. But I wanted to set you guys up until you get used to my new format. And please, if you're watching this and you are a fan of either the wig installs or you're a fan of the Hallmark reviews, tell me how you feel about having them blended. The goal is in the future for me to make it more short format and get it in 3 minutes or less. But right now, it's going to take some time. Okay, let's jump into The Professional Bridesmaid starring Hunter King. Ooh, too soon, don't fall here. Starring Hunter King and Chandler Massey. So apparently both these stars are ex-soap opera stars between Young and the Restless and I think Days of Our Lives. So Chandler and Hunter are ex-soap opera stars. Now, I'm an ABC soaps girl, okay? I'm talking about All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, RIP All My Children and One Life to Live, and General Hospital is still kicking it. So I occasionally have gone on over to YNR, but YNR is one of the longest running ones as well. They're still on, and I think Days just went on like a streaming platform if I'm not. They're not canceled, but they're just not on regular daytime. So basically, that's how that's going. So I love to know that they were ex-soap opera stars, but I'm surprised at Hunter's acting. Maybe that's why she was overacting in Hidden Gems and in the Royal Corgi movie. And like Megan and I were so prepared for her to be overacting in The Professional Bridesmaid. But to our surprise, Hunter actually did a wonderful job. And if I haven't said it, I gave this movie an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. I didn't review the Hidden Gems, and I'm not sure if I already put this on there already. But I would have given that a 1 out of 10. I'm just repeating that. The Royal Corgi movie, I really believe I gave it a 3 out of 10 because of them cute dogs. But other than that, it was just like a no-no. So I just want to repeat that. So I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. Now, Hunter plays Maggie, a professional bridesmaid. Now, I was a little confused. I'm like, what's the difference between a wedding planner and a professional bridesmaid? Apparently, a professional bridesmaid is actually someone that's paid to be in the bridal party to deal with the ins and outs. So the wedding coordinator basically would be, setting up venues and stuff, but the professional bridesmaid is actually crossing the T's, dotting the I's, making sure the right guests are invited, making sure that every little small detail is done. And the reason why this is needed is because who else is going to know what the bride needs more than somebody that's in the bridal party who's being attentive? So that was the first thing, figuring out the difference between a wedding planner and then the professional bridesmaid. The professional bridesmaid definitely goes above and beyond. So Hunter plays Maggie. She's a professional bridesmaid, and she has a friend that is, I believe, an event coordinator. And the friend has been assigned the task of basically coordinating the mayor's daughter's wedding. And the friend recommended Maggie to be a professional bridesmaid in this high-profile wedding, because she really thinks like Maggie can give Alexis, the bride, the extra touch that she really needs. So Maggie goes in, meets with the mayor, she gets hired, boom, bang, boom. Enters Henry, played by Chandler, where he is a reporter who does political reporting news. But now I think his newspaper has closed, so he's working for a different newspaper magazine, a different newspaper. But this one covers events and stuff, along with some political stuff, but they cover celebrity stuff. And since the mayor's daughter is getting married, this is top news. So this movie's kind of a mixture of 27 Dresses meets How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because you've got Henry who wants to do serious reporting, but he's told he's got to report every aspect of this wedding first, and then he'll get the option to do political pieces. Does that ring a bell? And then obviously with Maggie being a professional bridesmaid, that gives us the 27 Dresses feeling. So if you guys haven't seen those two movies, 27 Dresses, you need to see that. That's with Katherine Heigl, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Matthew McConaughey, and Goldie Hawn's beautiful daughter, Kate Hudson. You guys need to go see those because those are two classic rom-coms that I love. And this movie gives us some elements of it, but then it has its own personal spin. Right. Okay, so Maggie gets the job. The only thing is, the night before Maggie goes to meet up with Alexis and her other bridesmaids, Alexis accidentally tells everyone that Maggie is a friend, but she names Maggie Maisie, which, by the way, I didn't like the name Maisie. Come to find out, Maisie was the name of the horse that Alexis's mom gave her when she was growing up, and Alexis's mom is no longer alive. So the name Maisie means a lot, and actually Maisie sounds like a better horse name than it does a person's name. Though I do know there is a famous Maisie out there. Think Game of Thrones. I think that's Arya's real name, but I can't 100% say that, but one of them is named Maisie, but I think it's Arya. Anyway, or I may be getting it wrong, but anyway, so that's neither here nor there. I personally don't like the name Maisie, so when I found out it's really a horse's name, and that was the first name Alexis could think, then I was like, let me let it slide. So now we're in between the Maggies and the Maisies, but no matter what, that's Hunter King's character, so whether I say Maggie or Maisie, you know who I'm talking about. So Henry gets assigned to this wedding. Maisie, aka Maggie, is now a bridesmaid. She's introduced to everybody. And at first, they're all trying to figure out how come Alexis has never mentioned this person before. And, she told them that Maisie is I guess she's in the wine business. And that she's like a wine collector and has like she's a wine distributor, and poor Maisie don't know nothing about wines. And they actually show us, that's like part of the comic relief during the show, that she has no clue about wines, and that starts to blow her cover. So as Henry is reporting, he's getting a lot of help from Maisie because the mayor's assistant also asked Maisie to occupy Henry and keep him from having private conversations with the mayor about a certain park that Henry wants to conserve and doesn't want the mayor to kind of destroy it. And so Henry wants to know what's the mayor's position on this, natural conservatory, like this beautiful park. And it's actually a park that him and Maggie met in before they both got these assignments. But they never exchanged names, so Maggie was easily able to introduce herself as Maisie, and she becomes Henry's liaison throughout the wedding. We start to see Maggie and Alexis is the mayor's daughter, really bond a friendship. It's not an employer-boss situation. They actually get super close, and Megan and I agreed the friendship between the two women was one of our favorite things to watch. To be able to see Maisie support Alexis, as if Alexis is really her close friend, was beautiful. And we fall in love with the bride, Alexis, too. She's got this beautiful inside and outlook. She gives me a young Renee Russo look, especially on her wedding day. Just very classic Renee Russo, I think. And so, basically we watch that friendship play out. And even though Maisie has some obstacles from the maid of honor, who's Alexis's cousin Chloe, who keeps messing up things like the bridal party, Maisie steps in and makes this wedding particularly special for Alexis, especially since her mom is not alive. One of the great things about this is when Maisie, aka Maggie, got Alexis's white dress that Alexis's mom had worn before, and gave it to Alexis for her bridal party to actually wear her mom's white dress. And it was like a cute short white dress, and it was elegant and it was nice. And that was very touching for Maisie, aka Maggie, to anticipate Alexis's needs. And it actually shows me that a really good bridesmaid, especially one that's in charge for crossing the T's and dotting the I's, they're really a bridesmaid plus a wedding coordinator plus a friend, all in three. That's what we got out of the movie. So as Maisie is maneuvering Alexis's wedding, her and Henry start to get super close. They start to get super duper close, and this is good. We actually see they start to fall for each other. But Maisie feels bad about lying about who she really is. Now, let me just say this. I was reading some of the Hallmark comments. Some of you really had a problem with the fact you guys said the movie was deceitful. Baby, it's called a non-disclosure agreement. Maggie is there to work as Maisie, okay? She's there at the bride's request to help her on her big day. Her mom is not alive. This is not about deceit. If you have a client and you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement and you can't tell people who you are, you can't be honest. You'll lose your job and there's a good chance you'll probably be sued. So I understand that Maisie was falling for Henry. Henry's falling for her, even though he notices that there's some holes in her story. Like there's some stuff she's not completely telling him. And he's a reporter. He's figuring it out. He's completely figuring it out. But I don't think for the critiques that we're saying that, it was very deceitful. No, it's called Maisie's doing her job and Henry's doing his job. His job is really to report on the wedding, but he's also a political reporter. He writes on politics and he's trying to figure out where the mayor is at. At first, Henry's really pushy and he's trying to get in with the mayor, and Maisie has to block him every time. Then Henry realizes if he treats the mayor as a human being, that maybe he can get the interview he wants. And he does talk to the mayor one-on-one, apologizes for the times that he wasn't being considerate, that the mayor is really focused on his daughter's wedding. And that's what's important. But even though they have that human moment and Henry doesn't know if the mayor is going to be offended about him apologizing in this one-on-one, the mayor shows he respects Henry and he sets up that interview with Henry for after the wedding so he can talk about the park and his plans for that park that both Maggie and Henry don't want destroyed. So we find out even though Henry got what he came for, he still was doing his job following up the wedding and he still was falling for Maisie. So it gets a little hazy because at that point, the night before the wedding, the jig is up. Henry overhears Maisie and the mayor talking, well, really Maggie and the mayor talking, and he finds out that Maisie's a professional bridesmaid. He's really hurt. You guys know what time it is for a Hallmark film. That is the time where, there has been some discrepancy. There is some sort of confusion, miscommunication, and hearts are broken. Hearts that are fresh and are falling in love are broken. Can these two make it work? Okay, the wedding day comes, and let me tell you something. Even the night before the wedding, they had Maisie's character in a stunning, fuchsia pink dress, and it was like a one-shoulder type thing. I usually don't like the formal dresses that Hallmark provides, especially their lead actresses, but whoever who did wardrobe on this movie killed it. Okay, Hunter was looking spectacular, whether she was Maisie or Maggie. And I told you, Alexis the bride, I even loved her wedding dress. And that's when I got that young Renee Russo vibe from her. It was classic. It was white. There was a little bit of trim around her arms, see-through material. It was just absolutely great. It was form-fitting and the bride looked spectacular. Her bridesmaids looked spectacular. The wedding looked great. This was not one of those Hallmark WTF moments where I'm like, what the hell they put her in and they try to pretend like she is looking pretty. Bride was looking good and Maisie was looking good too, and so was the rest of the bridal party. Okay, so whoever who did wardrobe on this movie, we thank you, because I'm so tired of it being somebody's great-grandmama's dress that they have on, and then they do the whirl and twirl, and then you simply are like, he finds that attractive? No, these were modern dresses and they were beautiful and they were stunning pieces. And I saw somebody else notice that on the Hallmark Facebook page. Somebody else commented that wardrobe. Some of us are watching it for more than just the storyline. We're also watching it for the wardrobe, for that kind of stuff. We want to see all that stuff. And if you're going to give us a wedding, give us a modern theme, give us a modern theme. Okay, I'm pushing this back because you really don't want hair in your lace. Whether it's synthetic or human, that is going to be the death of your look, because you're going to have glue or spray or whatever all stuck up on everything. And you want to line up this wig so that when you put it on the clear, I'm waiting until it's like fully clear. When you put it on the clear parts, it should lay. Now, sometimes I have an issue where I push the wig way over and it's above my head. I'm really gonna try not to do that today because I wanna make this review so good for you. All right, back to the professional bridesmaid. Okay, so at the wedding, the bride tells Henry that he's being stupid. Maisie is a wonderful person and she was a good friend to her when she needed her. And she did her job above and beyond. She did it not like an employee, but she was a professional bridesmaid, like she was actually Alexis's friend. And baby, I told you the friendship story. I think that was the #1 beautiful thing to see. I actually have professional bridesmaids still on my DVR. I did not delete you, Hunter King. I did not delete you. If you continue this kind of acting, where you're not overacting, but you're stepping into the role and you're really making us feel the bonds that you're making, then I think you'll have a wonderful future at Hallmark. Because I'm not the only one that's complained about your overacting. Megan feels the same, and a whole bunch of Hallmarkies that watch Hidden Gems and the Corgi movie, said the same. So I'm glad that you stepped your game. I told Megan somebody was running them lines with Hunter. They was running them lines and was like, baby, you better act for your life because there's good money in Hallmark. I don't know what kind of money, but the fact that Lacey and them keep coming back and making these deals with Hallmark, I'm thinking it's some good money because Lacey Chabert always looks on point. Anywho, after Alexis straightens out Henry and tells him that, Maggie, aka Macy, is an amazing person and she couldn't tell him who she was because of her job. This goes back to the deceit angle that some of y'all were talking about. When it's your job, and I'm pretty sure they probably had her sign a non-disclosure agreement, but it is important to remember when it's your job, you can't go about stuff and just talk to people about whatever the heck you feel like. You are there because you have to be anonymous and you have to do your job seamlessly. That's why you're there. Okay, babes? So it's not purposeful deceit like some of the movies that we've seen in Hallmark where people lie about their relationships and stuff. That's not what you're seeing here, babes. You're seeing that these two people have two jobs. Henry's job is to find the truth. And Maisie's job is to stay a professional bridesmaid and not blow her cover and support Alexis any way she can for this wedding and make Alexis feel that even though her mom is not alive, her mom is watching over her. And I think Maisie did an amazing job doing that. So like I said, I give the professional bridesmaid, I give it an 8 out of 10. I was really proud of Hunter. I'm used to Chandler doing a pretty good job because I loved Next Stop Christmas. It was one of 2 really great Christmas movies for the 2021 season. And it was what it was, It really was what it was. Now for critiques, some people said it was too slow. I disagree. Some people complained about the deceit. We've already talked about that. It's people's jobs. If your job is to stay anonymous, you're not going to blow that cover because somebody is relying on you to follow the fact that it is that you must stay anonymous. Okay, I kind of want to reach for my blow dryer, but I'm not going to do so. I'm not going to do so, but I feel like I need some parts of this. Baby, this is not going to be the world's perfect install. And y'all know when I install on camera, I'm actually sweating. Babes, I'm sweating. Like I'm sweating like I'm at some sort of sporting event. Like I'm out here at the Super Bowl playing. So yeah. So I'm going to put in this area like something. It's like tacky, but it's not sticking what it should be doing. And it could be that I'm sweating. All right, I want to reach for the blow dryer, but I don't want you guys to fall. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Because I'm sweating. Ay, coño. Hopefully that doesn't make anything fall. So we're gonna tie up our edges. I would recommend you tie up your edges, whether it's from spray or glue. You tie them up. I would blow dry with a band on for 5 minutes. I'm gonna double band because I really don't want this to move because I'm sweating. And then I would have my hair tied up for 20 to 30 minutes before I let it rock. For you guys, this is gonna be a short little thing. So, all right, anyway, what's the lesson to learn from the professional bridesmaid? Okay, the lesson to learn from the professional bridesmaid is watching friendships, female friendships in particular, blossom and people support each other is such a beautiful thing. Wardrobe was good, writing was good. The park that Henry and Maggie love and met in and wanted to save was also stunning. I could feel the love story, though I felt the love story was secondary to the friendship story. And I think those of us that really love this movie can appreciate that. I know that's something that Megan said that she really enjoyed, is that the fact that there's this friendship that's blossoming between two people who are essentially employer and boss. That's Alexis and Maisie. So anyway, all the personal touches on Alexis's wedding goes through well. Alexis finds Maisie to not only be a great professional bridesmaid, but also finds her to be a wonderful friend. So what is the moral of it all? The moral of it all is Hallmark did a great job. Hunter, your first 2 movies that I saw, I wasn't big on, but you knocked the professional bridesmaid out the park. Whoever who ran lines with you, Chandler, this is my second movie with you, and I love you each time. I want to see more of you on Hallmark. In general, I would say on the Hallmark Facebook channel, I think the professional bridesmaid got outstanding. I would say over 97% were positive comments. And the negatives just had to do with the deceit. It just had to do with people saying they want the old Hallmark back. Baby, ain't nobody got time for y'all. Switch your channels and can y'all quietly move on? And then it was, some people saying that the movie was slow. This movie was not slow. When I tell you, I watched it in the evenings. I usually would like to watch the new reviews like between 5 and 7 a.m. on a Sunday. If I'm watching it in the evening and I'm not playing with my phone, then this movie was good. I was not playing with my phone, and I really thought this movie was excellent. Hunter, I want to see more of this acting. This is not the soap operas, even though I love it. You don't have to overact. Just make us fall in love with the character that you're portraying. Take your time with that character. And I can see that you did that with the Maisie/Maggie storyline. Super proud of you. Once again, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. I don't really have that many. I don't have any negative critiques because I didn't think it was slow. I loved both the friendship storyline and the secondary love story. I thought the 2 leads had chemistry. I thought the wardrobe was beautiful. I thought that I'd like to see these 2 back again, maybe even with each other. I think it's hard not to act well next to Chandler because he's just so cute. You just want to pinch his cheeks. So, all in all, I think an 8 out of 10. And you guys know if I go 7 or above, that it's a movie you definitely should tune into. So definitely tune into The Professional Bridesmaid. Shout out to Hunter and Chandler, and we hope to see you back. Shout out to the entire cast, from the bridesmaid to the friend to Alexis, the person that was getting married. It was just a beautiful story, and I love to see all the little small touches. Hallmark, this is how you do it. If you're gonna do these wedding movies, go ahead. If you're going to do it right and make people look beautiful. Speaking of, I'm noticing that in April, Hallmark is bringing back wedding movies because now we have The Professional Bridesmaid. And then next week's movie with Brandon, Penny, and Aaron is also, looks like it's another wedding theme movie. It's April. Pre-pandemic, Hallmark used to do their wedding theme movies all in June. Megan doesn't really like them, but there's been some I've liked. Looks like Hallmark's bringing back the wedding movies, but they're bringing them in April. Maybe we'll see more in June. Okay. So I've got some more work to do on this, but it'll be off camera. But just so you guys can see, I'm going to be a fire red, like a fire red, curly-haired girl. Okay. And then there's so many different ways I could wear this, but I think right now to the side. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up off camera because I'm sweating. You guys let me know what you thought of this review, the install, all of that. All right, stay tuned for the next Hallmark movie review that I do. Love you guys. Thanks for all your support. KJM, and I'm out.